Good day guys, Victifreak here and welcome back to another weekly drawing tutorial. Today, we'll be drawing Alolan Exeggutor. So I was kind of stumped on what Pokemon I would draw this episode. I didn't really know what to do, so I just found out that Alolan Exeggutor surprisingly doesn't have a proper drawing tutorial on YouTube yet. So I took the opportunity to, draw this weird Pokemon. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for future drawing tutorials, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. And we'll get straight into this episode then. Alright, today I'll be coloring in with markers, my Copic markers, and we have a few colors today. So, first of all, for the leaves on its head, we're gonna have these two greens. This is just a mid-tone green, and just a normal darker green for the shadows. We also have these slightly lighter and almost desaturated greens for the weird coconut face on its tail, whatever that is. So this is a very light, slightly desaturated green, and this is just a darker desaturated green. And for the faces, the coconut faces on the top of, or the faces, I guess the proper faces, at the top, we have this just yellow, just a normal yellow, and this slightly brownish kind of gray. It's very light, but we'll just use this and color over the yellow to create some shading. We also have just a normal gray, not too dark, it's a fairly lighter gray, I guess. This is going to be for the shadows on its claws and like its teeth and eyes. For the mouth, we have this pink, just a normal pink, and a slightly desaturated dark purple, I guess. It's not too dark, just slightly desaturated. And then the brown, we have two shades of brown as well. So we have this, again, kind of desaturated, kind of light brown, and this darker brown for the shadows. Alright, so that might have been quite a bit to take in, but when you actually draw it, it's not actually that complicated. There seem to be a lot of colors, but you'll see what I mean when we actually start drawing. Alright, so we'll just start off by drawing the neck. So we'll just get any ruler. I just found this ruler, just an old Mega Blaziken ruler. So anything will do. So we'll just start off by drawing a neck and make it pretty thin, and we'll have it slightly more on the left side rather than in the middle, because of the tail that's poking out from the right is it's fairly long, and so to have the whole image centered, we're gonna need to have the neck slightly more on the left. So we'll just draw a square to know where we're gonna have the head, something like that. Alright, and then we'll just draw a neck as well. Alright, and just shorten this so we can add in the feet. So before we do the legs, we'll need to draw like a lump, make it almost like a shape of a water drop, let's say. And we'll add in the feet as well, so somewhere around here. Right, so around the middle of the legs, it's gonna get kind of thinner here as it curves inwards. So it's gonna get thicker as we go down again. And we're gonna bend outwards like that. Something like that. That looks pretty good. And on the other side, it's gonna be behind. So just draw like this. And again, thicker at the bottom. Alright, and we'll add in some claws as well. They're kind of blunt, I guess, the claws, so don't make them too sharp. And on this side, it's just going to be at the very end. just like that. And yeah, it might be a little hard to see on screen just because since this is it's just such a narrow picture, everything is gonna be smaller, so it might be a little difficult to see, but yeah. So that's just that. And let's see, next we'll just do maybe the tail then. Let's just add in the tail. So somewhere around here we're gonna curve up, and don't go any higher than the top of the I guess where the bottom half of the body. I can't really call it the bottom half because it's not, but I'll just call it the bottom half. So don't go any higher than the top of the bottom half with the tail. And from behind the leg around here, it's gonna come out again. Like that. And gonna be 2 leaves popping out like this. And then we're gonna have the coconut on the tail. Just gonna draw an oval, just dangling off the tip of the tail. And just draw 2 very small lumps. That's gonna be the lips, I guess, of the face that you can't see. And let's see, we'll just draw in the neck a little darker. And let's do the head now. So with the head, we'll just do another lumpish kind of shape like we do with the bottom of the neck. And we're gonna have 3 faces. So the 3 faces, we're gonna have them around here, maybe somewhere around here. Make it more of an oval than a circle, like that. And there's gonna be another one around here. Draw it slightly lower, or yeah, draw it slightly lower than the middle one, like that. And same goes for this side, except this side you can see a little more of it. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, and we'll just draw on the faces then. So the middle one is a very happy kind of face. So we'll just start off with the mouth. Very big smile. And we've got some fairly big teeth. And huge smile. And big eyes, big round eyes, and don't link up the bottom, it's just gonna stay unconnected, like that, and just a dot. And we'll just add in the tongue in there, just like that. And the other face is, especially the one on the left, that's a little more complicated. So we have a side view, so we're gonna see the whole of where the mouth will be. So just like that, we're gonna curve upwards and back down, like that. Let's see. We're gonna have a tooth at the front there, and another one at the back here, and we'll draw on the tongue as well. And we're gonna link up the mouth to the back like that, and that looks pretty good. And then in the eye, this one's much more narrow, so just draw 2 lines, not parallel. Top one is a little more diagonal facing or going downwards, and then just a dot there. I'm not quite sure what kind of expression that is, but he looks happy. And the last one is kind of like a smug kind of face, so we'll just draw the slight curve and semicircle like there, and a dot in there. Without the mouth, he kind of looks sad, but just draw the other right there, and he's got just a very narrow, very thin smile. That doesn't look quite right. Oh right, he's looking upwards. So, yeah, just fix that up. So he's gonna be looking upwards, so just put the dot in the eye, pretty much right underneath the top line of where the eye is. Something like that. That looks pretty good. Looks good enough. Alright. Let's see. Next, what will we do? I think I'm just gonna make that little bump a little smaller, and we'll extend the neck a little more. Like that. And we'll add in the leaves on its head as well. So it's just gonna be a bunch of leaves that are just coming out like this. Just draw a bunch of these and make sure they curve in the same direction. We don't want to make them, you know, thick or thin in the middle. We want them to curve the same way. We'll just draw a bunch of these leaves. Alright, that looks pretty good, I think, with the, I was about to say hair, but no, the leaves. So now we'll just draw a few, or more than a few, all the lines and stripes on the body. So there's gonna be quite a few, so we're just gonna draw a bunch of pretty much horizontal lines on it. And I guess with the neck, just make sure you curve upwards like this. And it's gonna get a little more horizontal as we go downwards because it's gonna get closer to your eye level. So keep that in mind, and we'll just draw a bunch of lines, I guess. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think that's it with the pencil. So now I think we'll be good to get to the outlining. And so let's see, a few things here, or really just one. With the tail on the lines, with the lines on the tails, get the space between the lines smaller as you get further up the tail, because it's getting further away, so it's gonna look like the lines are closer together as you go back. So just do that. And with the number of lines on the neck in the official artwork, from here to here there are 11, from the middle of the neck to the the top to to the bottom of the neck, there are 11 lines, but I only drew 10. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because, I mean, I'm sure there are like different executors that have different number of lines on the neck, so it doesn't really matter that much, but you can do 11 if you really want to. So now we just start outlining. So let's see, anything to keep in mind when you outline? I think make sure that you don't, with the head in the middle, don't link the eyes at the bottom, and don't link the two lines on the eyes on the left head. You can with the right one though. Let's see, if you want to make it really detailed, with the lines on the body, leave a few gaps between, or leave a few gaps in the lines sometimes, because they're not always going to be just a perfect line. There's going to be a few holes between in the lines, so you can do that if you like, not necessary. Let's see, don't forget the lips on the coconut back there, and that's pretty much it. Everything else can be outlined, so we'll just get on with that then. Almost forgot to say, but what I usually do is, before I outline, I just lightly rub out all of the dark lines I made with the pencil, so I can easily distinguish what I already outlined and what I haven't. So if you ended up pressing a little hard and the pencil is pretty dark and strong, just give it a light rub with the eraser and just lighten the lines a little so you can outline a little more easily. Once you outline and waited for the ink to dry, you can rub out all of the pencil on the page. Alright, so I finished outlining and I rubbed out all the pencil once it dried, so now we are ready to move on to the coloring. So I think we'll start off with the heads then, because there's a lot of little colors that we're only going to be using there. So let's see, I think we'll start off with the head then. Yeah, I mean not just the yellow part of the head, I mean, because I already said we're doing the head. So the yellow part of the head, so we're gonna fill in just the head, so don't fill in the eyes or the inside of the mouth, only just around that. So we're gonna use, with these Copic markers, just fill it all in with this yellow, and I'm gonna go over with this slightly brownish light grayish color to add some shading over it. So we'll just do that. So there's just gonna be a few streaks of light once we finish shading. So there should be just like a few lines here and there of just the only yellow left. So we'll do that, and while we're at it, since we're just doing the head, we'll do all the head at once then, one at a time obviously, but I'll just go through everything we'll be doing then. So with the gray, we're gonna be shading in a lot of the eyes, as well as the teeth. There's gonna be a few streaks of light in the eyes as well, so don't keep a few areas light and untouched from the shadow. And we also have the pink and purple, so this is just one shade for, so with the tongue just use the pink, and inside the mouth we'll just use this purple, and don't need to worry about shading in there. Alright, that's it with the heads. So it's probably a little hard to see, so I'll zoom it up for you. Whoa. Can we get a good focus there? Alright, that looks pretty good. Yeah, so with the shading of like the eyes, forgot to fill in this eye with the gray because it's in the shade. Not sure if you can tell, but for example, this right eye in the middle face there, there's like a triangle of light in there, because you want the shade on the face to be in line with the eye, vice versa, whatever. So yeah, now let's see, I think let's just do the little green face down there as well, because there's not much to do there. So we're just gonna fill it in with the light, and then the bottom half will just be shaded. Yeah, so this is a very minor detail, but it doesn't really matter if you haven't done that and you missed it. It's totally fine because you can barely even notice. But with like the bottom of all of the faces, including the one on the tail, there's a bit of light at the very bottom. So just a bit of light at the just very bottom of the face, but you really don't have to do that if it's like a really minor detail you don't really care about. But yeah, so next, let's see, alright, so all we have left to do now is the brown and the green. So let's see, I think we'll start off with the green and we'll do the brown last. Let's see, so we'll do the brown last. So with the green, so that's gonna be all the hair, or why did I say hair? No, just the leaves there and the 2 leaves on the tail. With the shading, it's gonna be mostly around the, either it's on the bottom, lower, I don't know. It's like, it's going to be somewhere around the bottom middle-ish area, I guess. So for example here, there's just going to be another leaf shape, and in the middle, I mean, the leaf shape in the middle of this leaf is going to be shaded, if that makes sense. And for example, the ones on the left, only this little area here will be light, so just the top left, I guess. The rest will be shaded, and it's pretty much the same with all of the leaves, I guess. It might be a little confusing, but you'll see what I mean. And most of the leaves at the back will be pretty much completely shaded. I'm not sure if I should, with the leaves, go with the darker area first and then just fill in the rest with the mid-tone. I might actually do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna fill in all of the darker area first. Okay, that's done. With the leaves on the tail, I just realized that there isn't any shading. So there's actually a bit of light on the middle of the leaves. So what I did was I just used the mid-tone and I just lightly filled in it all. And I just darkened a bit the edges just by going over with the same color to create a bit of contrasting. That's pretty much it. So now all we have to do left is the body, the brown. So let's see, with the brown, I think I'm just gonna go over everything with the lighter color, and then I'll just go over with the darker color, unlike what I just did, similar to what I did with the face. So yeah, I'm just gonna fill in everything with the light brown and just shade with the darker one over. So some shading areas would include underneath the head, lower half of whatever you would call this, the belly, I guess. Most of the feet, a bit of light on the edges, and just the left bottom side of the tail. And that's pretty much it. So once we finish that, we'll be done. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I think we are done here. So now I'm just gonna write Alolan Exeggutor. I think I'll just write it vertically. Why the hell not? We'll write it along the neck then. Alright, so be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this drawing tutorial, and be sure to let me know in the comment section below what Pokemon you would like me to draw in future drawing tutorials. And if you drew along with me, tell me, how did your drawing of Alolan Exeggutor go? And if you would like, you can go over to my Twitter page and you can post your drawing that you made of Alolan Exeggutor and show me, because I love seeing the drawings that you guys make. So be sure to subscribe to keep up to date to future videos, and as usual, I will see all of you beautiful people next time.